People always talk about some smoke that they don't know about. I be driving with that constant way more than your mama house. All the speed doctors, we got patients who keep slowing down. Come and take a ride with us and see how we gon' run the town. Speed doctors, that's all you need to know. Speed doctors, you can watch this shit at home. Speed doctors, we gon' give your ass a show. From the money to the cars, we gon' show you how it go. Speed doctors, that's all you need to know. Speed doctors, you can watch this shit at home. Speed doctors, we gon' give your ass a show.
What up, Speed Doc Nation? We back at Jaguar Land Rover West with my main man Khalil.
And Dr. Dre here, man.
And last week we checked out the Defender project he was working on, so we are in front of it now. It's a finished product. He's going to tell us about some of these upgrades.
What we're looking at now is a Defender 90. Just starting from the front. We put a winch on the front, which is actually electronic. It works off a remote control, or it can work off the dashboard. That's a Land Rover product. So it'll pull about a couple thousand pounds.
Man.
We want to pull a truck out of a ditch or something like that.
Right.
And we also added this front fender brush guard, just for somebody who wants to kind of off-road. In addition, this lower valance down here was painted black. It's normally gray on this car. Moving around to the sides, we added the wheel flares. Fender flares have been added, along with the mud flaps.
Good.
We need those. We did 22-inch wheels with knobby off-road tires.
Yeah, these are heavy, man.
Yeah, they'll get after it. Here we have an air intake. It's basically, people thought it was for water, but it's actually for dust and sand. When you drive in the desert, so it's for sand, actually. Okay. It's a raised air intake. It also helps with water as well. Okay. Mud flaps, of course. Side steps, gives it a bulkier look. So a huskier look. There's also a 2-inch lift kit on this car as well. Okay. So we did a 2-inch lift kit. So now they'll go through like 39 inches of water. Okay. Just with that added 2 inches.
You need that in the age.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before we get another one of those crazy storms.
Move along, of course, there's a roof rack. There's all types of accessories that you can add to that roof rack, along with the side lamp. Okay. So getting you climbing up the bill, put stuff up there more easily.
Yeah, not to cut you off here, but I noticed this top here, the sunroof, is this clogged?
It's actually clogged. If you look at it, open it up. It's a hard option or the soft cloth option. You want to get inside and you can see the cloth option. And again, same thing here. This was all gray before, now it's black. Okay. Just to keep it all tonal. Just to keep it tonal and have that black play into it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it came that way. Everything fits, nothing is off.
You know, I've seen a few of these Defenders on the road, but you still don't see a lot of the two-door ones.
Right. Well, the 90 came out about 6 months after the initial 110 was delivered. So
Gotcha.
It's a fairly new vehicle in the lineup, but there's more coming. So we'll pick up trucks. It's going to be a 130, which will be a bigger, it's like a 7-passenger type of deal. So it's the more stuff coming. There's going to be like about 5 or 6 different cars coming out.
Yeah. Man, the 130, okay.
So it's going to be a lot coming. It's a lot coming. Pickup truck's gonna be a big one though. I mean, for a lot of folks because it's popular in Europe, so they're gonna do it again. It's gonna be pretty cool.
It's gonna go head to head with the Commander.
Oh, no, all day. Yeah, that's what it's about. But more luxurious, of course.
Right, it's gonna be a good look.
With the Gladiator, you talking about with the Gladiator?
Gladiator.
That's kind of stuff.
Y'all don't roast me in the comments.
Yes, this is pretty cool. Extensive. Finished product now.
What motor is in this, man?
This is a V6.
Okay.
So right now there's a 4-cylinder option, there's a 6-cylinder option, and for 22 there'll be a V8.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
You can actually order that car now. That's built one today. So you can build a V8 starting now for 22, and that'll be a 518 horsepower type of deal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it has like the SV motors in it.
Right. So that's going to be the response to like the 392 Wrangler because. From what I understand, this probably weighs more.
Yeah.
So that 500 and so horsepower probably going to be real nice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's going to be real nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'd rather say it's going more at a base G-Wagon than the Wrangler because of luxury.
There's a luxury element.
And everybody kind of says that because it's Jeepy. Yeah. But it's more going at it's like a lesser G-Wagon as far as price point.
Yeah.
But equal if not superior ability.
What that's a nice price point to land in because there's no competition in between the Wrangler and the Jeep.
No.
Yeah, right. So that's a good place.
Because the G-Wagon, you had the 150 range.
Right.
And this with a V8, you're like at 105, 110. So you're like right there, with a V8 car. So I'm pretty excited to see that.
That's a good niche to be in.
Yeah. I like this.
All right, well, let's see how this thing handles on the road.
Absolutely. Let me grab some keys. You see surround cameras, reverse camera, you know, standard stuff.
And
yeah, you good.
And do they have the suspension is adjustable? Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And basically, it's just for off-road.
Right. It's like out of all of them, in terms of like these kind of like Wrangler and G-Wagon and Bronco, this is one of my favorites. I think that the G-Wagon is G-Wagon.
Sure.
So and Wranglers, I don't know. I mean, I like Wranglers. It's just that they aren't pleasurable to drive. I tell people, man, I say, man, you can get a Wrangler if you want to, but are you really going to be driving it for real? Because unless you're wrangling, it's really not that enjoyable.
They're rough, loud. Mm-hmm. They don't turn well.
Right.
I mean, you know, but they do what they do. They're very good off-road, but you know, and people like it because they're cool, I guess. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
this is people think this car is top heavy. It's actually a very low center of gravity.
Yeah.
So you can take curves surprisingly fast, even though it's a tall truck, because of lower weight. So they all have lower
center of gravity.
Center of gravity. All
yeah. I mean, this is, like I said, I've driven a Wrangler a lot, and I like the Wrangler, and I'm sure the 392 in there is an interesting experience. But when you just driving it A to B, like when people talk about, oh, I want to get me a Wrangler. Yo, are you finna be going to the beach in that? Are you finna really be, are you really finna be off-road? Because if not, I don't know, man. Just get you a Grand Cherokee or something that's not gonna beat you up.
Let's think how quiet this is.
Yeah, like this is.
Think how quiet it is.
Yeah.
It's smooth for what it is, right?
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, every single Wrangler, and I've driven all the Wranglers, old ones, new ones, stick shift ones. I wouldn't necessarily be up in here with one hand on the steering wheel and kind of chilling like this. I'd be on
Absolutely.
And that's not to knock them. Everybody out there who got Jeep Wranglers, I'm a big Jeep fan. But this is, I mean, it costs more, and it should, to be honest.
They made no excuses for the price.
Yeah. Right.
Having said that, this car can be bought in the high 50s, low 60s.
Right.
Which is Rubicon pricing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, while you're playing, that's right. To get all the knobby wheels and the off-road capability.
Time you get it to where people like it.
Mm-hmm.
You're up in there. Mm-hmm. Speaking of,
right.
I think about this car, it's like a Wrangler for people that are a little more financially fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I didn't go and say that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Because for people that can afford it, they're not buying a Wrangler, they're buying this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Of course, you got the
die hard. No, you got die hard. You got die hard. But for the most part,
if you were somebody who says, you know what, I want me an off-road something to play with.
Yes.
Yeah, if you weren't beholden to the Wrangler or nothing like that, you get this.
100%.
Yeah.
You feel that curve?
Yeah.
If you wasn't in front of you, I would tell you to go even faster coming out of it. You would feel it. Like it's not the body roll. It's not the heavy leaning.
Yeah, you don't feel that.
No.
The power plant in here is perfect for this. Like the motor in here, the amount of power that I'm feeling when I punch it, and I haven't even punched it.
Right.
I'm not, I'm not gonna just punch it. Oh, okay. It's sufficient. Contrary to what everybody that knows me might think I might say, I don't need everything, the most powerful thing on the road. Yeah, like not everything can be a speed toy, Now when this is available with the V8, that's gonna be cool too. Yeah. Man, I don't even know. Well, I mean, this is part of your business. What are your thoughts? Do you feel like that putting the V8 in this, how usable will that be? What avenue do you think it'll be used? Is it superfluous? Is it like biggest? What's your just raw thoughts?
Well, my raw thoughts are this. I mean, some people just live and die with V8s.
Yeah.
You have some customers that if it's not a V8, they won't buy it. Like whether it be a Range Rover Sport, they want a V8, period.
That's true. Every vehicle I got, all four of them have V8s.
Correct. But is it necessary? No. It's not necessary. Is what I say. When you're off-roading, first of all, V8 does nothing for you. It's not about speed, it's about torque, as you know. It's torque and traction. So horsepower doesn't even play into off-roading, really. I mean, so it's really for somebody's mental thing. They like the car to step on, they want a certain sound. That attributes to a V8, of course. Or Then it's like that raw and power. Actually, you can stay on the freeway.
Okay.
We're going out past the next light. So I don't think it's necessary. But again, for those that are financially fit, why get a V6 if you can get a V8? You know what I mean? Type of thing. So I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking, but actually hearing it from somebody who's more familiar with these vehicles than I am, I mean, it makes sense. You know, it's like you got the motor. If I'm anybody, if you got the motor in the hangar, why not put it in what you can put it in? And, you know, Mopar been doing it with everything they got. You know, with their V8s and their supercharged motors and all that. So,
see, eventually they're going to do a diesel engine in this car like they are in Europe.
okay.
And honestly, if you're really a true off-roader, you prefer this car with a six-cylinder diesel is what you would prefer.
Yes.
If it was an off-roader car, because the torque and diesels are like uncomparable. So you would definitely prefer a diesel even over a V8.
Yep.
I was going to the Galleria the other day and going to the Cheesecake Factory in that area because there's always valet park out front.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one thing, and people that make good money, they'll respect what I'm about to say. I don't care if it's the 392 Cherokee, the Rubicon, the whatever Jeep it is, however nice it is, it will never be parked in front of the Cheesecake Factory.
They sure won't.
I saw 2 Defenders parked out front.
See?
2 in front of the Cheesecake Factory because the people are like, what the hell? They're still staring, what is that?
Right.
I don't care what year it is, what time it is, they will never leave a Jeep in front of any restaurant. It'll be in the back.
Nope.
So for those who like to feel special, you will not feel special when you go to fine dining.
That's right. No, you're right. You're right.
It's actually facts.
It is. That's facts, man. For the people to whom it matters.
To whom it matters.
It matters.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Dr. X, come on, where you at? You know, I hopped up in there like that. You saw I was able, you know, Spider-Man.
I'm gonna stop it.
You good?
Stop it now.
Yeah. He was doing it.
No, he was doing it.
Oh yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it's a good thing it has a step, man. You need it.
It's got a charger in the back of the seat.
Oh yeah, it's basically
Yeah. This, I mean, they don't play when it comes to luxury, man. Even in the trucks, they put what it needs for it to be comfortable.
I can afford doing that.
Oh man, and I like the side. This is a throwback to the
original.
Yeah. You know what they was? You know who was looking out of this? They was at Jurassic Park. Actually, while you playing the book, I want to say the original Michael Crichton book, they either had Defenders or they were Land Cruisers. It was one of the two, but they, you know, but of course, back when that movie dropped, Ford dropped that money for the advertising to put that Explorer up in there. You know, I'm not a huge SUV fan, but this is the type that I really do like real truckish, real.
Same thing coming out.
I can slid over here.
Damn. Center of gravity is low on this.
You feel it?
Yeah. No,
you got a little bit of roll. Let me tell you, you ain't the seatbelt on.
I don't, right.
But you see that though?
Yeah.
That little roll. It was the car's heavy with all of us in it too.
Yeah.
Think about that. And that was no brakes.
It grip. Yeah, no brake. I gassed it through, man.
I mean, it was dope.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
No seatbelt, you know what I'm saying? My freshly pressed scrubs just slid on the material. Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with that right there.
That was really nice. This thing handles, man. This got great handling.
You heard no tire scratches.
None at all.
You got to pay attention to little things. Tire screeches, like is it fighting for grip? Not at all.
Nah, no slip, no slide. That was strong.
Yeah. I mean, that was for real holding on. That wasn't for the camera. Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't for the camera. I was really holding on.
No, you're right, man. It's real comfortable. You can hold it one-handed. You feel like you're coasting. It's got great suspension.
This is fun, man.
This is a nice truck.
Big bill on roof.
Yeah.
You see how that looks like? It's that material.
I like that.
So when it opens, it's loud.
How have the sales been compared to all the Land Rover, Range Rover vehicles as of late since this dropped?
It's been the number one seller.
It's been the number one seller.
And you know, even like with that other products, when you have a new product coming out,
Yeah.
particularly when it's iconic like this one is.
Yeah.
Didn't it make like Truck of the Year too?
Truck of the Year, yep.
Yeah.
First year out, Truck of the Year. So that and it was like Motor Trend, you know what I mean? It was a big one. So like that kind of, I was surprised. I should be after being in business this long. I said shouldn't be surprised that the amount of people that read that magazine and come buy the car because of it.
Because of it, yeah.
Just because of it. I have people that only drove Ford Broncos back in the day. They only drove Jeeps, for example.
Yeah.
When this thing got that 4x4 a year, immediately people came and bought it. And then you had the true Land Rover aficionados that just couldn't wait for the icon to come back out. So
Right.
it was that as well.
I mean, I think they did a hell of a job basically having the design. This is, for people out there that don't know, like the Defender is an icon just like Corvette, just like Porsche 911, and Wrangler, and the hardest job, you don't want to be the guy at whatever company to mess up the icon. So,
Redesign can't be like
oh man, can you imagine if you the guy that messed up the Corvette or the 911? You out of there.
I'd be out of business.
Yeah, like you out the industry. So, they did a great job maintaining that design, that homage. I like this, man.
I really do.
I feel like this jumped on my list of potential SUV replacements when it's time to replace my Cayenne.
Oh, it's my next truck. This is my list though. It's my next truck. I'm gonna build an order.
Yeah. I like this. I really do.
Got that.
I drove the what did replace the LR3? The
LR4.
Yeah,
Discovery.
there's another Discovery. So I drove the Discovery. This is way better than the Discovery. I like this a lot more.
Yeah, I like this. This feel more like me. And here's what I really like about this. I like the cars that I like. I don't necessarily buy cars because they're super stunny and pretentious. This is that low-key understated wealth that we were talking about. Like, I could buy this, spend however much money I'm gonna spend on it, unless you a car person, you wouldn't know, and you wouldn't really have to deal with the potential drawback or kickback, pushback that'll come from you pulling up in the supercharged range. Because if I go buy a supercharged range, I'm buying it so I bought a, oh, look at how Dre done pulled out on you. Look what he did.
This truck right here, it says something different when you pull up and park somewhere.
Sure does.
As opposed to pulling up in a Jeep.
That's
It
right.
just does. This says something different. Like when people are outdoor eating and you pull up, they're thinking, okay, who's this guy?
Exactly.
They're not really saying that if you pull up in a Jeep.
That's right.
They're not saying that in a Jeep. They're not saying, like, who's that?
It's a statement.
It's
This
a
is what it
statement.
should be. A vehicle should be an extension of who you are.
Of you. So it just says that you've achieved a certain level of success because I drive this. And this is how the world works. It's right or wrong, that's how it is.
Right. It is what it
So
is.
it's definitely a statement being made.
And something else that's unique about this, when you buy this, it states that you are like really confident in what it is you do and your purchase. Because at this price point, we're talking about 60 something to 70 to 80, depending on whatever you spending it on. You could have gotten anything you wanted. Let's be real. So when you come out and you get this, a person that drives this, it's almost like the person that goes and buys a 911 Porsche or whatever, because they could have got anything else. But it's like, okay, why did you do that? Because you benchmark. This is a staple, man. I like this. The fit and finish is cool. You need something that has to be durable for what you're gonna use it for, but they made it feel really, really classy. Because Wrangler don't feel like this inside. I tell y'all
We're
that.
four fairly big men, and everybody's comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
In a two-door, everybody's comfortable.
I forgot this shit was too.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
It's
like,
really that comfortable.
yeah.
Back, you feel kind of big windows, so even back there, you don't feel claustrophobic. If this is open, just for kids.
Yeah.
This is open. You got those big windows on the side.
Yeah.
Big windows over here. What Rover does is big windows. They want you to feel like you can see everything. And honestly, this is really for observation. You can stand up when he's teaching this. Kind of
Look out.
that's really what it's about. It's for observation. This safari, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's dope, man. So everybody at home, when y'all ready to come scoop your own Defender, y'all holler at my man Khalil. Y'all come over to Jaguar Land Rover West Houston here on Katy Freeway. We're gonna have link in the description below. Y'all can holler at him, hit him up on IG. Big Action 1. Let him know you're interested. Tell him Speed Doc sent you.
That's right.
Yeah, for real, man. I'm really I'm really impressed. Like, I'm really impressed. Like, this isn't even no kind of paid advertisement, whatever. Like, I am legitimately impressed with this, to where that this is on my list and it wasn't before. It really wasn't. Like, my impression of these is like I'm about to hop up in a guised up Wrangler. We're gonna be jiggling around up in here and all that kind of stuff. And this is dope. You know, if you really are serious about getting out there and doing some off-road stuff or having fun with a truck, then look at that Wade sensor. See where the water goes.
Check out the screen.
It'll literally show you how much water you're going through and when you get to the danger point.
And it's hurricane season too?
Yeah, so it's literally, as you approach the water, you'll start seeing water, and it'll show you like when you're going too deep.
You already know when the XJ passes away, I'm getting the truck. So
I already know.
I've been looking at these.